Politicians in Tennessee are reaching across the aisle in an attempt to end racial profiling in law enforcement agencies across the state. New at 6, News Channel 5's John Quill Newland sat down with one state senator trying to make it happen. John Quill.
Vicki, it's called Senate Bill 6. The legislation was filed today by both a Republican and a Democrat from West Tennessee.
How do you spell racist?
NYPD! In the wake of a year that has shined a spotlight on the ever-growing tension between police and the public they serve, new legislation aims to turn a new leaf. The events in Ferguson, Missouri and New York have led Nashville city leaders to look inwards for answers and solutions to keep the same thing from happening here.
We know that these relationships are especially valuable. And when we have a crisis, that's not the time for us all to meet each other and try to develop those relationships. They need, for the good of the community, they need to be developed beforehand.
But state politicians say it goes beyond that. They want law enforcement throughout the state to enact a policy against racial profiling.
We can't just act like this is not happening in Tennessee. It is happening in Tennessee, and it's happening on a regular basis.
Senator Brian Kelsey and State Representative John DeBerry filed legislation which calls for agencies to adopt a written policy to prevent racial profiling by the beginning of next year.
People need to feel that they are being treated equally, and there is no reason why race should ever be taken into account when someone is being stopped for a potential criminal activity.
In 2008, the state passed an act to strongly encourage agencies to adopt a policy banning it.
But now it's time to go ahead and force them to have this policy in place.
If passed, the bill would apply to every law enforcement agency in the state, including officers working at colleges and universities.
The General Assembly will review the legislation when it meets on January 13th, and it's important to note the Nashville Metro Police Department adopted a bias-based policing policy in 2001.